Good morning. This is the Great Basin Smoke Dispersion briefing for this Monday, October 15th. We are now into our off-season smoke dispersion time of year. So our focus goes away from fire potential and more towards smoke dispersion and weather as well. So we look at some of the similar things. Precipitation over the past 7 days, quite a wet stretch across much of Utah into Idaho, Wyoming. Drier across the Sierra Front and the western half of Nevada. No precipitation to just a few hundredths of an inch in that first shade of blue. So definitely drier surface fuels, better for burning the further west you go. Percent of normal on the right-hand side, you can see that much drier than normal across the western half of Nevada. And then some of these colors here in the bluish and purple shades indicate 150 to over 300% of normal precipitation for the past week across our eastern and northern areas. Looking at satellite imagery, we are still under the influence of a cold trough of low pressure brought quite a bit of cold air, especially across the eastern portion of the Great Basin, Utah, Wyoming, parts of eastern Idaho. Temperatures well below normal. This will be gradually phasing out. We are looking at this low here that's over the Arizona Strip, possibly cutting off and meandering for a while and maybe bringing some moisture to our southern areas. So we see that with this afternoon's weather map. On the left-hand side, there's that low cutting off across parts of Arizona. Still some residual moisture trapped in where you see the areas in green, drier air in that ribbon of tannish brownish colors. Ventilation index indicating dispersion in the white, excellent overall dispersion, gets moderate in the yellow, locally poor in areas in the red. Looking at transport winds on the left-hand side, you can see them quite good out of the northeast, gusting over 35 miles per hour. You see the orange and purple shades. Mixing heights very good through here on the right-hand side. Now on Tuesday, there's that low still meandering. Now, cloud cover overspreads much of the Arizona Strip and far southern Utah. There could be some light precipitation there. Good overall dispersion on the right-hand side. We see that with really good transport winds, especially across the southern half of the Great Basin. Light transport winds to the north. Mixing heights generally in the yellow and oranges, we see them at 4,000 to 6,000 feet above ground level. And then further north you go, still some areas in the yellow above 3,000 feet. So overall, other than some isolated pockets and some deeper canyons, we are looking at pretty good dispersion both in the horizontal and the vertical as well. Now on Wednesday, you see that low kind of opens up and brings some of that moisture further north into parts of Utah. There could be some showers with it. Because it's under low pressure, dispersion still stays pretty good overall, limited only by some clouds. We do see some areas in red here popping up over parts of Idaho where they may have some inversions lasting a little bit longer. They'll have lighter winds up there. Mixing heights not as good. A lot of the areas in blue below 1,500 feet, but still some higher terrain areas and into the Snake River Plain could see afternoon mixing heights above 3,000 feet. No limitations in southern areas except for some cloud cover limiting things and showers across the higher elevations of Utah. The Utah Clearing Index for Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, the better values in the oranges and reds, the worst values in the blues and purples, shows how conditions vary from north to south as you go from Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Areas in the far south, of course, faring the best. Areas across far western areas and far eastern areas having the worst overall dispersion. Looking at our 3-day precipitation total, it's on that third day. It's on late Tuesday and Wednesday when that precipitation starts making a push northwards near a half-inch of rain along the Arizona-Utah border to locally maybe 3/4 of an inch, gradually getting lighter as you head further north, just a few hundredths of an inch, heading towards Park City and the Uintas. Otherwise, we're dry in all other areas, and we get into a drying trend and warming as we go into Thursday. High pressure builds in. The ventilation index on the right. On Friday, we have high pressure building in. We have warm surface conditions. Actually, pretty good ventilation overall, based on the fact of getting some good daytime surface heating in most areas. As we go into Saturday, similar story. A high pressure building overhead, but still overall good dispersion. And then on Sunday, still that high pressure overhead, providing clear skies where you see those tannish shades. Maybe some cloud cover coming into far southern areas, but overall a dry and warmer weather picture as we go into this coming weekend. The precipitation accumulation, as we go into later in the week, Friday and Saturday, most of it stays south of our area. And the 8 to 14 day outlook, taking us from October 22nd to the 28th, splits our area from west to east, much warmer than normal, but especially across the western portion of the Great Basin. Near normal precipitation, western areas, above normal chances across eastern and southern Utah into the Arizona Strip, possibly some moisture coming up from the south, but drier than normal across Idaho and western Wyoming for good burning conditions continuing there after some recent precipitation. This concludes our smoke briefing. Our next one will be issued this coming Wednesday. Again, they'll be issued Monday, Wednesday, and Friday throughout the winter months. Have a great day.